Likkutei Torah, Parshas Beha'alotcha, page 58, second column, about 12 lines to the end of the page. Okay. The Alter Rebbe is discussing the seven neiros, represents the 7 ways that Jews serve Hashem. Aaron was the one that kindled that menorah, because Aaron was similar to Avraham Avinu. What did Avraham Avinu do? Avraham Avinu did, well, he's saying the advantage of Aaron over Avraham Avinu. What was Avraham's Aveda? He kept teaching, expounding the Yidden. That what the Ahavta, like he said, what does the Ahavta mean? You should want, now you should love. You should want Hashem. And he says that how do you get to that level of the Ahavta that you only want Hashem? He says through the meditation of Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. And he says even the word Echad can only be utilized in a world where there are 7 heavens and earth in 4 corners, meaning up and down in the 6 directions. I feel, okay, like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 lines to the end of the page. I feel about Ishtaushalus. He says, in the level higher than Ishtaushalus, higher than worlds, you can't say the word Echad. Echad means there's a world that exists, but is bottled. Higher than worlds, there is no world. I feel about Ishtaushalus. Not only higher than even in the source of Ishtaushalus. Even in that level of Elokos, the inseparable two, Kitab and Mechadish, Echad. So where do you have the level of Echad? Which is Shishiksavis Ruchni Vegashmi, which comes in the world of separation. He says, how do you get to the level of Yahavta Hashem Elokecha, wanting Elokos? He says through the meditation into Echad, which basically up and down 4 corners, in 6 directions. He said that word Echad is only shaykh, not only in the world, it's not even shaykh above world, even with something which is the source of the world. Because over there, it's still higher than world. Once you have a world, which has 6 directions, so to speak, then you can use the word Echad. Higher in the word Echad, you can't. Yet, what do we say? There's a world of separation, a world of Pirud, not Achdus. Because the 6 directions are completely bottled to Hashem. Because everything is considered nothing. The 7, not only the 6 physical directions, but the 6 spiritual directions. Like it says, even the 6 spheres of Gdula, that's also bottled to Hashem in Ishtaush. And Gamshi Shiksav is Gashmin. Shem Akel Bechinis Mokim, which is the concept of place. Like it says, Hine Mokim Iti. What does Hashem say? Mokim is also with me, meaning Mokim is also bottled to Hashem. Sham Mokim bottled Elav Lifi Sheyis Baruch Save Kol Almi, because Hashem encompasses the world. Veinenik Lefani is Baruch B'Shem Mokim Klal. It's not even called place. That level of Elokos, higher than world, you can't even use the word place, which is bottled, because over there is no place. You can't say you have your own will, I'm giving up my will for Hashem. In that level, there is no will of yours. It's only Elokos. Because by Hashem himself, it's not possible to use the expression time and place. Okay? So he says like this. How do you get to the level of what Avraham Avinu's Aveda was, to make the world bottled to Hashem? He says, how do you get to the Yahavta that you only want? Because it's like this. The Yahavta normally means you should love Hashem. But there's something greater than loving Hashem. I can love Hashem and I love other things too. Or I can want other things too. The Yahavta that Rabbi says comes from the word of a wanting, meaning the only thing I want is Elokus. The Yahavta, what do I want? A Shavayat that should become Elokecha. That's all I want is Elokus to be part of me. So he says, in a level of Elokus higher than world, At that level, you can't even say the word echad. Therefore, in the Bayesheni onward, they used to say Baruch Shem, or like we do today, what do we say? Baruch Shem Kved Malchusei. Malchus is a level of time and place. Because what's the source of the world? Hashem's speech. What created time and place? Speech is Malchus. You can say Malchus Malchus Kol Elam Mishalcha B'Chol Dar V'Dar. Rak She'ein Elam Mechin Shem Levad. Even that, what do we say? Baruch Shem, name. In other words, even the revelation of Malchus that created the world is only a revelation of his name, not even him. Even that is only a revelation of his name. There should be called Shmei Allah Bilvad. Like Alter Rebbe says in Shaykh B'Amunah, Perek Zayin. So he says like this. The reality is you can't even say the word Echad on Hashem. Echad only applies to the level of Elokus which already world exists in. And then you continue saying Baruch Shem Kved Malchus Le'elam V'Od. That Malchus, the level of Elokus that created time and place, is only a revelation of his name. Okay? Like it says, Ki Nizgav, we said those are davened already. Yalu Hashem Hashem, Ki Nizgav Shmei Levadai, his name is exalted. Haidai doesn't mean array of Hashem. Haidai means array of his name is Aleretz V'Shamayim. So he says, therefore he continues, when your person meditates into the level of Echad, that's really a Yachid, not Echad. And even the world is only an array of his name. It'll be ingrained, established within his heart. Then a person will come to V'yohavta, meaning he won't want anything else in world but Elokus. Like with Tanugim Ruchniim, what does the Jew end up saying? I don't want your Gan Eden, I don't want your Olam Haba, I don't want anything, I want you. Definitely not Gashmias. He's just it's totally irrelevant to him. The Gashmiastic things. Because everything, all Gashmiastic things, is under the duration of time and place. Time and place is a ray of his name, which is really nothing. It's one word compared to the essence of Hashem. So the person meditates, he realizes, why do I want something which is like one spit in the ocean? I might as well have the ocean. What do I need the spit for?
Drop in the ocean.
As if a spy and yam. No, that's the Chassidus has an expression like a spy and yam. Even all the understandings of Elokus we understand in this world is also tachas makam izman, is also under the jurisdiction of time and place, because our brains are extremely limited. Therefore, what does the person want? Kol sheri levavi. My heart is longing liasur levavi, lias batal elav yizbarach ladavka beilavat, to only cling to Hashem. Okay, so he says like this. The Alter Rebbe started saying, well, now we'll understand Aaron kindling the menorah, we'll understand the difference, the advantage of Aaron HaKohen over Avram Avinu. So what did Avram Avinu do? This whole Isbaininess is a level of Avram Avinu, Avram Ayavi. Yeah, to Halach and to say Anegba, he kept elevating and elevating. Like we learned many times, why was Avram Avinu the first Jew? Because he came to this recognition on his own. Hashem appeared to Adam, Hashem appeared to Noach, Hashem. Who came to this realization on his own? Was Avram Avinu at the age of 3. And then 40, and then 47, and 48, whatever. Stages. But he calls it Gimel. Calls a Mailus Madregas Avram Avinu, Sha'ava Zen Nikra Ava Salem. We know in davening you have Ava Salem, Ava Rabba. Okay? Avas Olam means, Alter Rebbe says, love of Hashem that comes from meditation in world. Avas Olam, meaning, what's the Aveda? The way their world is completely bottled to Hashem. And like Avram Avinu, Avram Avinu's Aveda was mimata l'mayla. He kept traveling, expounding more and more and more. Vishu Aveda sa'adam puch and the Ruchamusa. The Aveda of Ava mimadrega l'madrega. That's Avram Avinu. Mimata l'mayla, through meditation in the world. How did Avram the Medrash say? He saw the sun, he said, okay, there must be God. Then the sun disappeared at night, he said, oh, it can't be the sun, must be the moon. Then the moon, and he came to the realization there has to be something above all this. Which is Shushvina the Maternusa, the accompaniment of the queen, higher to lower. Therefore, what's Aaron? Aaron is the same letters as the word Nira. Nira means to appear from above. Aaron was a Gilev Alukus, higher to lower. What was his desire? That God, not the Avram Avinu who worshipped it on his own to have an awareness of Hashem. He said that's davening. That's Avram Avinu's level. Aaron Avinu's madrega was to have godliness revealed all over the world. Not the Aved of the Jew. The second level. That is li'asnig l'kved Hashem le'ni bas she'agili elokosi yizbarach l'mata k'mei l'mayla. What did he want? That godliness down here should be like it is up there. Skip the parenthesis. It also comes from the meditation of Echad. But when a person will have this bitterness within him, on darkness within himself and in the world at large, that conceals godliness, we don't see godliness. What do we see? Makam uzman, time and place. And that's so far. Because again, it's only one word from the essence of Hashem. When normally no mind can grasp Hashem. And over there is not even Makam uzman. It's only Malchus Shazla Shayach Leim Melech Malach and Yimlech. Like we learned, the only attribute of Hashem, of the 7 Midas, or 10 Sfiras for that matter, that has a past, present, and future, is only by Malchus. We say Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Yimlech Leilam Vod. Hashem was king, is king, and will be king. By the way, as we mentioned many times, there's no such pasuk. We say it in Yichved, but there is no pasuk that says Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Yimlech Leilam Vod. There's no such pasuk. One pasuk says Hashem Melech, one pasuk says Hashem Malach, and another pasuk in Naziash says Hashem Yimlech Leilam Vod. But why? We don't find ever an expression Hashem was Chesed, is Chesed, will be Chesed. Was Gevurah, is Gevurah. Why? Because past, present, and future, time and place, only exists in Malchus. How is in Malchus there is no time and place? What created time and place? World. World is Vayema, Malchus. So they said, because Makam Izman is only a Malchus, then you could say Melech, Malach, and Yimlech. Malchus, Malchus, Kol Elamim, Shout, Chol Dar V'Dar. Sha'elamim, the worlds. She'makam Dar V'Dar, which is, so what do you say? Malchus, 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 Kol Elamim. Elam is place. Shout, Chol Dar V'Dar, in every generation is time. So Malchus, Malchus, Kol Elamim, Shout, Chol Dar V'Dar means that the level of Malchus is Elamim, world, place. B'chol Dar V'Dar is time. Shenim shel mechinas Malchus yizbarchem Shalti. That only comes from the attribute of Malchus. Ava Mohosi v'atzmusi kaviyachol. But from the essence of Hashem, Therefore, what's the Isbeinus in the Echad on Aaron's Madrega? He'll be completely embittered from the distance of Hashem. When he'll realize, you read this descent, the way Elokus comes from the essence of Hashem, all the way down into time and place. That the neshama of the person comes down infinite levels. Bishval HaMadregas, in the ultimate pits of levels. Ultimately distance from Hashem. Therefore, then he'll scream out to Hashem when he's oppressed. What does he want? What is he? What's the benefit of Aaron? When he meditates, that the world is so far from Hashem, and the darkness of his mamish the way Elokus came into garbage, basically, and the distance of worlds is from Hashem, he'll be embittered, and therefore, what does he want?
Only Hashem.
No, he wants Elokus to be revealed down here. It's the Avram Avinu's avodah is that he should want Elokus. I should want to attach myself to Elokus, which is his bein psukadizim, Aaron's his beinness is, look how far we are away from Hashem. Therefore, what do I want? Elokus should be revealed down here, like up there. What?
One is Guf, the other one is the Shama.
Yeah, that's why Aaron's avodah was kindling the menorah. Menorah represents neshama. But the avodah is of Aaron. In other words, Avram Avinu is Avaselam. Okay, because it comes from world. Aaron's avodah is what's called Ava. He's going to say later, Aaron is the letters Nira. I mean, the whole thing. So, because that's the vaininess of Aaron is Avarabba. It's a much greater level. Because any meditation you'll have in worldly things is your seichel trying to understand that. Your seichel trying to understand it, as great as seichel you have, it's still limited. So what type of desire and love can you create? A love which is based on your intellect, your understanding. Aaron's avodah is the bittul of the distance from Hashem. It's not your limited, your seichel. Aaron is the level of richuk, me'er upon of his baruch, which causes bittul. And therefore, what does he want? That Elokus should be revealed. That is not a limited meditation. I don't know what you're talking about.
What is Einay Movado here in this picture?
The person realizes that the only thing that exists in the world, right? That means no physical desires, no physical temptations, no physical nothing. All he wants is Elokus. Einay Movado means that anything that exists in the world is really for the purpose of Hashem. That's it. When a person does a mitzvah, because Hashem wants him to do a mitzvah, person learns Torah because Hashem wants them to learn Torah, so that means, in that mind, there is no world. There's what Hashem wants, that's it. So Hashem wants mitzvah A, mitzvah 2, mitzvah 16, yeah, mitzvah, whatever it is, this is what Hashem wants that I do.
The previous verse, it says, what is he referring to? What two things is he?
Normally it's said about Chesed and Gevurah. No, I'm sorry. Chochmah and Bina.
That's usually said about Chochmah.
Yeah, but here he's talking about Torah in the Mitzpashim, that Elokus in the world is really one thing. That Elokus in the world, not two separate entities, it's one thing.
He's explaining Echad.
Yeah, so Echad also means that the world doesn't exist. It's only bottled to the Aleph. So like it says, merely b'shemayim v'im chalei chafas v'ard, like you quoted this passage before. Kol she'eru levavi, my heart is longing v'chal kelokim le'olam. I know what does he want? Elokim le'olam. What does he want? That Elokus should be revealed in world. So though by being embittered with this level of screaming, what does he want? The awakening from above. That was Aaron the Kohen's Aveda. There should be awakened a spirit from above to be Nigla Kved Avayev and all Kobasir Ayim Ba'ayim. Meaning, Kshem Shalamayla Momayla Lamata. Just take from lower to higher. Kula Kamei Kulei Choshev. Just take from Hashem's perspective. From higher, lower. The only thing that exists is Elokus. What does this guy want? Kach Mimata Lamayla. The same way from our perspective should also be Lene Kobasir Kamei Lamayla. And that's what he says. Aaron is the letters near them. He calls from the Zohar. Because Aaron's Aveda was kindling the Menera mean there should be a Gilui, Elokus, Milmayla. It's a much greater level than Avram Avinu's Aveda, because like we said, Avram Avinu's Aveda is a level of Isbaininess in world, so automatically it's limited. It's limited, because based on your Isbaininess is based on your brain. Aaron's Aveda is that the bittul, that Elokus, that you're so far away from Hashem, which is a level of bittul, that you want Elokus to be revealed. That level is infinite. It's not, what?
Can you compare them?
They're both at the level of being connected to Hashem. The question is, are we connecting to Hashem through our Aveda, which is Avram Avinu, which is basically limited Aveda, because it comes only through meditation in the world. And then you have Aaron's Aveda, Momayla Lamata. And both have to be, by the way. By Matan Torah, Elokus came down and Moshe went up. I mean, you need, ultimately, it's both Aveda. Each one has an advantage over the next. And therefore, when you have both together, you have the ultimate level. When a person, the first Aveda of Avram Avinu, that's the Aveda of a person doing it on his own. The advantage of it is you did it. You did it. So it might not be so perfect, because you did it, but you have a vessel for it. The advantage of Momayla Lamata is if it's a revelation from Hashem, it's infinite. But number one, you didn't do it. And you might not necessarily have the keli for it. So when you have both things together, that's why Matan Torah is a level of 3. Because Hashem came down, Moshe Rabbeinu went up. So you have top, bottom, higher, lower, and then the joint middle, in the meeting in the middle. That's Tiferes. What?
He was triggering from up.
Correct. That's where Aaron's a level of bittul. What was Aaron's Aved? Ayiv Shalom, Reidiv Shalom. In order to have peace with somebody else, you must have bittul. Because if you are so into yourself, you can't get along with anybody else because there's only you. Eneid Movadi, not Movadi, Eneid Movadi. If it's Eneid Movadi, there's no way you can get along with anybody else. The only way you can get along with somebody else is through the level of bittul. So Aaron's Eiv Shalom, Eiv Shalom, Eiv is Sabriyas. To love everybody, even people that are much lower than him, just creatures, that's the level of bittul. Now Avram Avinu also said, Vanechi Afa Ve'efer. Avram Avinu is also the level of bittul. But it's a bittul that comes this way or this way. You can have bittul that comes from his baininess and bittul that comes from bittul.
Is that the level of about Tshuva, Avram Avinu, the Veda? Because he did it on his own.
To a certain extent, Avram Avinu is about tshuva, yeah.
Avram Avinu is a level of working on a level of food in time and place, and Aaron and Midot.
Aaron is Gilim Umayla Mata. But Avram Avinu, Halach v'Nasei Anagba, he kept traveling from place to place, bringing Elohim.
But Aaron is uplifting every Jew with Midot.
Yeah, but then, for what purpose? That Elokus should be, he's not done yet with the Menorah.
What was the difference between Moshe Rabbeinu lighting or Aaron lighting the candles by Israel?
I mean, Moshe Rabbeinu generally did not light the menorah, only
No, I know.
Shivas
but I'm
Minyamei
saying
HaMiluyim.
to light each Jew's potential to actual.
You know what? Moshe Rabbeinu and Aaron were the two shepherds at that time, but it was a completely different Aveda. One's Mamata Lamaila, one's Mamaila Lamata. There's an advantage of Moshe, there's an advantage of Aaron. When Aaron died, everybody cried. When Moshe Rabbeinu died, the men cried. Because Aaron touched more people than Moshe Rabbeinu did. It's a different. Moshe Rabbeinu is Torah. Aaron's Aveda is Korbanos Tefillah. Mamaila Lamata, Mamata Lamaila. It's the whole difference between Torah and Tefillah basically is Moshe and Aaron. Aaron was a Kohen. Moshe Rabbeinu was Torah. So, got the difference in the Aveda. That's why you needed Moshe and Aaron. Why couldn't you have one of them? Because you need both Avedas.
The kindle the Jew.
Or like the Welt says of art, why do you need Moshe and Aaron? One was to take the Jews out of Egypt, and one was to take the Egypt out of the Jew.
Who was the Rebbe's?
What?
Who was the Rebbe's?
No, after that... Okay. The Rebbe explains in the Sikha, after Miriam died, there was no more water. Right? When Aaron died, there were no more clouds. But they came back. Moshe Rabbeinu brought back the water, and Moshe Rabbeinu brought back the clouds. So the Rebbe says, the role of a Nasi is whatever needs to get done gets done through him. So when Aaron was alive, it was through Aaron. That's what David wanted. Aaron's not here anymore. There's no Aaron Akayin. So Moshe Rabbeinu does it all. That's why in later generations there was no Moshe Aaron. There was the Nasi.
So it transfers Moshe Rabbeinu to the Nasi after that. I mean, to bring down
But the Zayar says, the Kun Zayar says, is Pashtusa the Moshe B'chol Dara V'Dara. There's a Moshe Rabbeinu in every generation. It doesn't say there's an Aaron in every generation. It says a Moshe Rabbeinu in every generation.
Rabbi, what does it mean when you say there is no time?
No time? Above.
How does it work? My grandfather is being raised at the same time that I'm being raised. How does it work? There's no time.
Believe it or not, let me tell you something, a secret. Our minds don't get anything above understanding. Above time and place is totally beyond, before the world was created. Yeah? Okay, what existed? You're going to tell me existed empty space? That's also space. It's also place. What existed? We don't know. We can't understand that because our brains are limited in time and place. So we have no understanding whatsoever. Now, can you imagine, not only we don't understand what above time and place is, how much more so can't we understand what above both together is? We don't even understand what above time and place is. But can you imagine that to understand when there's something above time and place, within time and place simultaneously, that we for sure we don't get. So we cannot picture what it means before the world there was nothing. By us, nothing means an empty room is nothing. You go outside and it's nothing. But that's not what nothing is. Nothing means nothing. We can't understand. Of course we can't. Our brains are limited in time and place. How could we understand? But the same brain that can't understand above time and place must understand that there's something above time and place. What it is, we don't know. We can't know. It's impossible to know. Now, mitzad the neshama, though, neshama, which is a part of Hashem, also above time and place, the neshama understands it. So by tzaddikim, where the neshama is revealed, the Yechidah Shebenefesh is revealed, so they get it. By us, the only thing that's revealed by us is the body. That's all that's revealed by us. That's all we know. So of course we don't get it.